rumors are reigniting on a major studio acquisition by Sony. I'll talk about that and what it could mean for the future. Outriders is getting a new broadcast ahead of the demo that is due out on the 25th, and Chivalry 2 got a little bit of an update on that. It's been dated for June. It'll be coming to both PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. More on that at the end of this video. So first of all, one of the major PlayStation 5 launch titles, really the major PS5 launch title that wasn't exclusive, was the Demon's Souls remake. Received incredibly well, and it begs the question, Bluepoint Games, what is their status? I'm sure that at some point Bluepoint Games does want to step out of the realm of just creating remakes. They obviously did a tremendous job with the Shadow of the Colossus remake as well as the Demon's Souls remake, and they've carved out a path for themselves where they're becoming one of the more notable studios, and a lot of questions are being raised on whether or not they are going to be acquired by Sony. There was a rumor last year from a Reset Era forum member, Marspian Rumpin, that claimed that the deal between both companies was already being finalized, and also another forum moderator over at Reset Era in Transistor has also backed him up, noting that this is going to happen sooner rather than later, and it's only a matter of time before it comes together. It's an interesting development. Bluepoint Games would be a major acquisition, and really, I do believe Sony needs to think about acquiring more studios, because this is the name of the game right now. Microsoft is all in, and if you're Microsoft and you just acquired a Bethesda, man, you're then in Sony's shoes, and you're like, okay, if they're acquiring Bethesda, they might acquire a bunch of other studios or whatever the case may be. And I don't know, that's a little bit of a cause for concern and gets you thinking, okay, maybe we should acquire studios right now. I know it's not the ideal world for the consumer where, you know, Microsoft and Sony are picking up a lot of these different game studios, and now you really need to own both consoles, or you need to own a PC and a PlayStation 5. Not the ideal world, because that means you need to spend more money on hardware, but this is just the reality of the situation that we're living in. These services and platforms, content and exclusivity is the name of the game. Look, it used to be great when I could watch The Office on Netflix, and Netflix had so many different television shows and a lot of my favorites. Now I gotta sign up to some subscription service called Peacock to watch my Office. Yeah, that's essentially what's going on in a lot of areas. I heard something about earlier today about like Uber and DoorDash getting their own exclusive restaurants and stores. Exclusive content is the name of the game. I think all of these different platforms, and yes, I'm literally comparing console video games to Uber and DoorDash, but the comparison is valid. It's you need exclusive experiences for an ability to differentiate yourself from every other service and platform that there is. It sucks for the consumer, because now if I want to watch my favorite shows, Netflix isn't the only thing I need. I need to get my Hulu, I need to get my Peacock, I need to get all these other subscription services and whatever. And that's kind of what's happening in gaming as well, because now there's a little bit more segregation than before. It's nice that Microsoft is bringing all their stuff to PC as well, so that gives another avenue for people to play games on PC. But if you're a console-only guy and you've only been on PlayStation, or you've only been on Xbox, now you're seeing instances of, oh, Bethesda games, what's the deal on that? Are they going to be exclusive to Microsoft consoles going forward? And even then, we know about stuff like Obsidian being acquired by Microsoft. We know Ninja Theory being acquired by Microsoft. And those are games that in the past did make their presence known on PlayStation as well. So it's kind of the reality that we have to live with. And I think the realization has really set in over the last few years, but for both Microsoft and Sony, that exclusives are what's really going to set you apart, and exclusive experiences are what's going to take your platform over the edge. Nevertheless, Bluepoint would be a fantastic acquisition. I don't know if Bluepoint wants to continue creating remakes, but there's a plethora of games people want to get remade. I could throw out the infamous, name again. I could throw out Jak and Daxter. I could throw out so many names. Legend of Dragoon. We can go on and on for games that people want to be remade. And if you have the best remake studio on the planet in Bluepoint as an exclusive studio for you, that is a major, major coup. And seeing what they did with the Demon's Souls remake and the SOTC remake, their value has gone exponentially up over the last few years. Look, it was cool what they did with Uncharted Trilogy, and that was fine, but SOTC, Demon's Souls, those were true ground-up remakes, and they were tremendously done. And Bluepoint should be a studio that, hey, Microsoft should be looking at as well. And if Sony already did finalize a deal with them and they're going to be added to the Sony first-party studio portfolio, that's a major acquisition. Let me know in the comment section down below. Let's say in a hypothetical world, Bluepoint is acquired and they're going to do another remake. What game would you like to see be remade? The top two for me, I already mentioned up Infamous 1, definitely would like to see a remake of that, and then Legend of Dragoon. I think it's a little bit of a meme for people to bring up Legend of Dragoon just because, you know, it's a game from so long ago, but hey, it's a JRPG that I really dug. And if Bluepoint gets their hands on doing a full-on remake of that game, yeah, I'd be all over that. Alright, moving on from that, Outriders broadcast number 5 is set for February 24th. Now, that is the day right before the demo is due out. And the broadcast was noted to feature more information on the Outriders demo, which features the entire opening chapter of the story campaign. The Into the Fray broadcast will be held at 9 a.m. Pacific Time, 12 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. BST, so it'll be happening relatively early, so you can see all of that footage. Outriders is a game that's still building quite a bit of hype and attention. I think, you know, the demo could do a really good job of getting people super amped up for it, and it is due out April 1st, so they got a while to build up the anticipation. I mean, it's really that last 2 weeks that you're firing on all cylinders and the final promotional push. The game is due out PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, PlayStation 1, PlayStation 4, I should say. Yeah, it's not on PlayStation 1, Xbox One, and then PC via Steam and the Epic Game Store, April 1st. So be on the lookout for that. Lastly, I do want to note, Chivalry 2, this is one that has kind of flown under the radar a little bit, but it will be coming to both PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4 on June 8th of this year. It'll be priced at $39.99 for the base version, while a special edition can be picked up for an extra $10. The game is getting a closed beta that'll be available at the end of March. I imagine that'll only be on PC, and the game itself will feature 64-player battles and cross-platform support. When Chivalry initially came out on PC, it's a game that I actually played quite a bit of, and I had a lot of fun with it. Chivalry 2 seems to be a significant step up from the original game. Not to say that the original game was bad by any means. It was very good, and people got super into it, and it was a fantastic multiplayer experience. But this one, from a visual standpoint, boy oh boy, it looks like a very much a next-generation title, even though it will be on the PlayStation 4. You know, performance on that platform remains to be seen, so it'll be interesting to see how that does. But I think this will do relatively well, especially at $40. I think that's a pretty decent price point for a game like this, obviously with a multiplayer focus, but let's see how it does when it does drop in June. That's the same week as, I think, Ratchet & Clank, and I think there's another game coming out that day that's relatively major. Might be wrong on that. I want to say it's the Ninja Gaiden trilogy. That's right around there. I might be wrong. I'm getting the dates a little bit confused in my head. Nevertheless, let me know your thoughts on Sony potentially acquiring Bluepoint. Would that be an acquisition you'd be fond of? What do you think about that? And if you were to pick a game that Bluepoint could remake, what would that game be? Outriders broadcast coming February 24th, and Chivalry 2 will be dropping June 8th. That's going to wrap up this one. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.